Look who I'm sitting with. How about a big welcome for John James? We are here at the retail area of Charles Square with a studio audience dying to get their hands on you and ask you questions. You know, you're a guy who you were mobbed in Biloxi, Mississippi and had to hide in a ladies' room because so many women came after you, I read. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, tough life, huh?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of it takes a while to get used to it. I was in New York a few years ago, and I'd been going to a play, and I went with a friend of mine who lives there, and we were coming out, and I kept looking and seeing. I was wondering who the photographers were trying to see, and they said, well, I was looking around, it can't be me, and I realized it was me, and they were pushing people out of the way, and it just got to be a real bad scene, because in New York, once a crowd starts, people say, what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
And if they've never even seen me before, they still come and say, what's going on? And then suddenly there were thousands of people on the corner of 7th Avenue and 48th Street. It was scary, but it's just something that I guess goes with the business. I don't know.
Did you think growing up, you know, all your mothers out there who are worried about your shy kids, don't worry anymore because I've read about you. You were a daydreamer, looked out the window, shy. Yeah,
I was like that character in the Dustin Hoffman movie with Catherine Ross, The Graduate, when he was floating on the mat in the pool and his parents were wondering about what he was going to do with his life. I went through that stage. I graduated from high school and I decided not going right to college because I felt I wanted to be an actor and I didn't know quite how to do it. So I used to sit on a lawn chair and watch the planes fly over. What really bothered my parents was it was the middle of winter.
You were shy, but was acting kind of a way out of the shyness? Even in high school, because you started in Oklahoma. What part did you play in Oklahoma?
It was a bet. I was a jock. I was a football player, and I didn't want to have anything to do with the drama club, but in the back of my head I did, and a friend of mine bet me. He said, I'll bet you $5 that you won't audition for this part, which was a great way for me to start, and I said, I'll take you on, and I got the part. But I found that it came very easy for me. I studied in Westport, Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut, by the way. And I found that it was very easy for me, and I enjoyed it. So I thought I would pursue it.
What part did you play in Oklahoma, Curly?
I played Judd.
Oh, Judd. Poor Judd is dead. Do you still sing?
Yeah.
Do you? You get enough in the shower, or
In the shower, you know, anywhere. No, I do sing. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, I did a musical that toured through the Midwest for the Kenley Players, and I did Promises, Promises.
John Kenley from Warren,
Sure,
Ohio. What a
that's
wonderful
right.
theater man. Your dad, Herb Oscar Anderson, was Mr. New York on the radio.
Yeah.
Was his visibility in any way a cause for your shyness? Because often that happens.
I think so. I think, you know, I was fortunate. I had a great childhood. I got to meet Mickey Mantle and all the Yankees, and my father was very tight with the music business because back in the 60s they created rock and roll in the top 40. But I think that, I don't know, maybe because I would always be in the background and I'd watch, and for that reason I maybe was a little shy for that reason. I don't know.
It happened fast for you, though, didn't it, once you finally got into the business? And now, working the Colbys, you went from Jeff on Dynasty with 6 lines to a real full-fledged character, right? Who's really evolved.
Well, originally the show, his name was Jeff Colby. There was a typo in the script, and I thought, my God, thank God they caught it and changed it to the Colbys, because it could be the Corbys of California. It's like the nerds of Milwaukee. I mean, what is this? So they did catch that, and yeah, I had 6 lines. I said, what do you want to do with the character? I said, I don't know. So we started thinking about ideas for Jeff, and at the time I thought that it would be very different for a character just to be real honest and real fair and want nothing more than to be in love and marry this girl. And I said, but what makes it fun is have her want nothing to do with him.
That's,
and it's how it's been for the last 7, 8 years.
You have such a full life, and you are building a house. The last time I saw you was in California, still building your Mediterranean house, and you're really doing a lot of the work. Show the hands.
Look at those hands.
Those calluses
Look
are
at those
real.
calluses.
I mean, they're really there.
That's number 10 nails there. You see that?
Well, you're down there digging and...
I'm there between scenes. I drive home and I'll help nail off the roof and then I'll come back.
Why? There's no wife, there are no kids. Why build this place? What does it mean to you?
It's a great way for me to release energy, to release anxiety, to get into something completely different from what I do. I just enjoy, you know, having buddies, you know, the construction guys.
You'd rather have a beer with the guys, I've read, than go out to any formal party.
Anytime.
And you drive a Jeep, to and from work and to the formal parties, you drive the Jeep, right?
That's right.
How does your lady Marcia fit into your life? I was reading that you have real feelings about the opposite sex, learning to get by the sexual part into a real sense of friendship, and that she's helped you do that. Is that true?
Yes, very much.
How? By being a friend?
Yes. And I think that, at least for me, and I think that there's a lot of that, a lot of people have problems with that, is that you have to, one, for a successful relationship, I believe, you have to be friends. I always used to draw the line that, you know, you have a different kind of a friendship with a woman than you do with a man. But now I believe that you have to have the same kind of friendship. You see what I mean? I mean, I have buddies that I'll have all my life, and I have a different kind of friendship with them. I go, you know, I'll go out hacking around with them, or I'll do all kinds of strange things, or go out and shoot pool. And I realized that I would separate the relation, you know, with a female. But now I realize that it has to be the same kind of friendship, that I'll take her out and we'll go shoot pool, or we'll go do something she wants to do. And I just feel that that's important to have a successful relationship, marriage,
Lots
whatever.
of layers. Lots of layers.
Yeah, well, you got to be friends. That's the bottom line.